Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today we will be presenting our movie analysis of The Devil Wears Prada. Before we begin, let's take a look at our team members. Hi everyone, my name is Mustaqeem bin Razmi with metric number L24A0564. Now, I will talk about the short summary of this film. The Devil Wears Prada tells the story of Andrea Sack, or Andy, a fresh journalism graduate who works as a personal assistant to Miranda Priestley, a powerful fashion magazine editor, which is Runway magazine. Andrea has no interest in fashion at first, changes her appearance and work attitude to fit the fashion industry. Her success at work begins to affect her personal life and values. Miranda influenced Andrea's view, ambition, success, and professionalism. At the end, Andrea realized success should not cost her identity or relationships. In this movie, ambition, personal growth, and work-life balance is highlighted. The reason why we choose this movie is firstly, real-world workplace dynamics. The Devil Wears Prada depicts the high-pressure relationship between the boss and subordinate, which highlight communication styles and professional expectations. This movie also explores the evolution of work culture and development. Secondly, the values and personal identity. This examines the impact of career success on personal priorities and challenge the definition of success versus personal integrity. The movie also referring to a case study on balancing professional ambition with self-identity. Here is some of the cast from the movie. From the left, we have Emily Blunt take on the role as Emily Carlton, who is the senior of the assistant. Next, we have Stanley Tucci as Nigel Kipling, who play a role as Andy's mentor in fashion. Number 3, we have Meryl Streep playing as Miranda Priestley, which is the strict and intimidating boss. Then, we have Anne Hathaway as Andrea Sack, or her other nickname is Andy, who playing role as Miranda's assistant. Lastly, we have Adrian Grenier as Nate Cooper, who play as Andy's boyfriend. Honorable mention to Serena, a friend of Emily in this movie.
In these scenes, we can clearly see how Miranda controls turn-taking through frequent interruptions. The female staff members begin to explain her ideas, but Miranda cuts her off before she can finish speaking. For example, when the staff member says, yes, she'd rather do a summer cover because she has a movie, Miranda immediately interrupts and says, no. Also, I am pulling the tubing piece on the Supreme Court woman. This shows that Miranda does not allow the others to complete their turns and quickly shift the topics based on her own decisions. Another example is when Miranda asks, what about accessories for April? The staff member replies, one thought I had was enamels, bangles, pendants, earrings. But Miranda interrupts again and says, no, we did that 2 years ago. What else? Here, Miranda rejects the idea before it is fully developed and demands another suggestion. Lastly, when the staff member tries to offer another idea by saying, they are showing a lot of flowers right now, so I was thinking, Miranda cuts her off again and responds, flowers for springs, groundbreaking. No, this interruption, so Miranda high status power in decision making and how she dominates the conversations. These interruptions demonstrate how Miranda controls the flow of conversations, limits others' speaking turns, and reinforces her authority in the workplace. In these scenes, the conversation takes place between Andy and Doug, her boyfriend's friends, who is proud of Andy because she gets to go to Paris for the concert show. These scenes show how Andy uses minimal responses when answering the questions about her success in the fashion industry. For example, Andy responds with a short word such as and yeah. These minimal responses suggest that she has mixed emotions. She feels happy about the opportunity but also uncomfortable and guilty because her coworker, Emily, really wants to go to Paris. Even when they continue asking excited questions such as, "That's the coolest fashion event of the year," and "What are you gonna see, Galliano?" And this still replies with short responses like and yeah. This shows that minimal responses can communicate emotion both verbally and non-verbally. And the uses of minimal responses reflects her emotional conflict and discomfort. And it is also show how women in the movie use minimal responses to express support, hesitation, or emotional complexity in conversation.
Now, chapter 4, which is hedging. Hedging can be defined as cautious notes expressed about how an utterance is to be taken. In the first scene, Andy used hedging to protect herself when confronted by Miranda in a high-pressure situation. Andy's cough after saw two bells that looked similar in her eyes. The situation turned cool and awkwardly silent for a few seconds. After her careless joke, she shifted from direct to hedged language to reduce tension, where she used phrases like "I think" and "I'm still learning" to soften her opinion and show caution to Miranda. Hedging is very helpful in the workplace, where it has a strong, powerful imbalance to avoid any conflict. This scene shows that in professional settings, how you speak matters more than what you say. In the second scene, Andy used hedging to handle the pressure of Miranda's previously presence during the interview. Miranda criticized Andy's sense of fashion, yet Andy tried to avoid using any defensive responses to her future boss by using fillers like and saying "I think" to soften her speech. This strategy helps Andy appear polite and humble toward a superior or someone with a higher status. By hedging, Andy acknowledged Miranda's authority and expertise, which creates a safety buffer. This scene explains about how aware Andy is about the office hierarchy and how hedging helps her secure the job.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Shuhada binti Abdullah and my metric number is L2380371. I'm going to present about section 5.0, which is giving compliment in a high state environment. So, moving on section 5.0, in a typical business setting, flattery usually serves two purposes, which is praising greatness or easing social friction. However, in the high-pressure world of Runaway magazine, compliments are rarely just kind words. Instead, they are strategic maneuvers used to navigate a strict hierarchy. Our analysis found that these compliments focus exclusively on professional validation, such as dressing style, magazine design, and also leadership, rather than personal traits. In high-stakes organizations, a compliment is a tool, which is it signals to a subordinate that they are on the right side. Out of the leader, effectively reducing the immediate trait or criticism and discriminal. In scene 1, let's look at the specific example, which is in this scene we see a significant shift in Andy's professional image. Like the dialogue is brief but loaded with meaning. For optional, have two people read the lines, which is first Emily, "Are you wearing and Andy, the Chanel boots?" "Yeah, I am." And Serena, "You look good." So what is actually happening here? Like before this, Andy was an outsider. Under Nigel's mentorship, she has shaded her fashion intensity personality like highly stylish one. When Serena says, "You look good," It isn't just a friendly remark, but it is a peer-to-peer compliment. This is a crucial moment for a rapid building, unlike the immediate pat on the back vibes like Miranda receives from her subordinates. This is an exchange between equals, like Andy Blunt's response like, "Yeah, I am," shows a new level of confidence. She is no longer seeking permission. She is signaling that she finally fits the runaway culture box.
Let's continue to chapter 6. Asking question basically is about an information search procedure that outperforms information search in any environment. It's one of the most useful instruments whether to clarify the gathered information is right or not. This method easily can be used by stating the 5W1H question, which is what, who, where, why, when, and how. Let's begin with the first scene, where Andy used clarification questions as a safety measure in a high-stakes workplace. Instead of agreeing with everything said by Miranda, Andy asks a question to make sure that every information that is needed is correct to avoid any assumption errors. In an environment with zero tolerance for mistakes, questioning helps to avoid any errors. This scene shows that asking the right question is a form of professional self-defense and ownership or responsibility. In the second scene, Andy used priority-based questions to manage overwhelming tasks in a fast-paced organization. She understands that not all tasks carry equal importance and focus on the most urgent challenges. By asking about priorities, Andy avoids wasting effort on low-value activities. These questioning styles reflect professional growth and initiative, showing awareness of the bigger picture. This scene highlights about how prioritization questions support time management, risk reduction, and organizational success.
Moving to section 7.0, we explore the concept of the apology. In standard organizational communication, an apology is usually a tool to salvage a situation or reunite colleague. However, in the world of the devil wears Prada, apologizing takes on a different meaning. Like, it is often about giving in to a superior to survive, even when you haven't technically done anything wrong. So this creates a workplace versus our personal lives. Let's look at a pivotal moment between Andy and her boyfriend, Nate. This scene occurs at a restaurant. Their relationship is reaching a breaking point. The dialogue is simple, yet heavy and emotional exhaustion. Like, Andy, "Nate, I'm sorry, but Nate, I flew to Boston while you were gone. Interview at the Okra." In this discussion, we see that Andy say, "I'm sorry" is a relationary gesture. She is acknowledging that she has prioritized her career with Miranda Priestley over her family and friends. Unlike her apologize to Miranda, which are hastily made to avoid a reprimand, this apology deeply emotional. It represents two equals struggling with the modern challenge of work-life balance. However, notice Nate's reaction. He shifts the subject immediately. This illustrates a key finding in our analysis, which is in a personal context, a verbal apology is often insufficient to close the divide caused by professional obsession. While a boss might accept an apology and move on, a loved one requires more than just words to hit the social consequences of high-stakes corporate lifestyle.
To conclude, the linguistic analysis of the Devil Wears Prada shows that communication in a high-pressure workplace is not just about sharing information, but about negotiating powers and status. Through features such as turn-taking, minimal responses, hedging, compliment, question, and apologize, we can see a clear power imbalance at runway. Miranda Priestley used a dominant communications style by interrupting others and controlling conversations, which reinforced her authority. In contrast, subordinates like Andy and Emily use powerless language strategy such as hedging and apologizing, not because they are incompetent, but as a way to survive and avoid conflict in a hierarchical environment. The movie highlights how language reflects organizational power and how lower status employees often carry the responsibility of maintaining workplace harmony. This shows that a status and organizational rules, rather than gender alone, strongly shape communication in professional setting. That's all from me. Thank you.
That's the end of our presentation. Thank you for lending your ears to us. Have a great day.